So, Houston, we got a problem. Let me say that again. Houston, we got a problem. If you have a teenager in Houston, you might want to take them to the doctors. So far, 35 to 40,000 from the age of 15 to 35 over spring break weekend have contrasted a disease from AIDS. Well, AIDS takes a while, but uh, they have other testings now. There's different types of AIDS now. A, B, and C. I mean, I just learned that. But we're talking gonorrhea, syphilis. People are coming back with bumps. One man contracted like 5 different diseases in on a weekend, on a week, 1 week. So here in Truthtellers, we like to tell the truth. So listen, we're a brand new channel. We're trying to get this our first 1,000 members. We're headed that way. We're moving. We're getting there. We're almost gonna hit our 500. Let's hit that first 500. Uh, wherever first 500 is, man, we're gonna do something special for y'all. Listen, I want to take it further though. Everybody's talking about the disease. Everybody's talking about what's going on. And yes, it's crazy. It's a lot of crazy going on. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff what's happening in Houston. But we're going to take this a little further. These young people today were not just sleeping around, acting crazy, but there were some true crimes happening that were taking place, man, where these young girls were, people passing out drinks. You don't know what's in the drink. Taking people home. These young girls home are getting raped. Some of them are getting killed. Some of them are getting robbed. I mean, the story just goes on and on and on and on and on. And we have to really get into a sad story here, man. And so, with no further ado, man, please hit the subscribe button. If you like what we do so far, please subscribe. Listen, when you come if I come to your house, I'm going to say hi. So say hi, hit your comments, interact with us. But most of all, if I come to your house, man, I'm going to subscribe, man, So please come in, be respectful. Let's do this, man. I want to welcome you to the family, man. This is a whole new movement. Join the movement because we're all about finding the truth and exposing it, regardless of what it is, social, economically, spiritual, uh, whatever it may be, we are gonna bring it all out on this channel. We get into the good, the bad, and the ugly, and we really do. We get into not just the godly side of things, but how the enemy works and how evil is real, and exposing that, but really getting into, we even get into some haunted stuff, man. Just exposing how some of these people think it's just a joke to play with, and we expose that side of it. So, but this is a story that needs to be told. And I did just, everybody's out there talking about this, yes, and it's important, man. There's diseases and all this stuff, but there was some really bad stuff going on behind the scenes too. So, with no further ado, please, let's get into this.
Spring break in Miami Beach, crowds everywhere, music blasting, and in the middle of Ocean Drive, a man is suddenly tackled to the pavement. Officers pin him down, hands behind his back. Just 2 days earlier, a quite devastating and horrific sight had been found inside a South Beach hotel room. Detectives believe this man knew exactly what happened inside that room, and they were just about to prove it. March 18th, 2021, 4:28 p.m. Officers respond to the Albion Hotel for a welfare check. The request didn't come from hotel staff. It came from a mother, concerned because her daughter hadn't answered her calls all day. Hotel employees informed officers that a do not disturb sign had been hanging on the door since early that morning. Police knock. No response. They enter, totally oblivious of the horror they were about to encounter.
PSO 15 traffic 1064 is in Middle 27 subject of speeding 05 Lincoln 805 Houston Road. Hello?
Inside, they found a young woman, Christine Engelhardt, lying face down across the bed, her legs partially hanging off the mattress. Her pants are pulled down. A condom wrapper is visible on the floor. She is cold to the touch. Rigor mortis has begun. There are no signs of forced entry, no obvious signs of a violent struggle, but the scene raises serious questions. Detectives secure the room and begin reconstructing the final hours of her life.
So as we get into the story, see how important it is? And I'm talking to all you young ladies out there. Have a good time, man. Back each other up. Don't go out on by yourself. Don't leave with somebody by yourself. And never go home by yourself. Go home as a group or go home in twos or threes and stay together for the night because you don't know who could be following you. You don't know who could be whatever. It's always to have a few together than one just all by herself. I'm telling you, ladies, when you have to start forming an alliance to go out these days because there's some real trouble. And don't drink from somebody that just brings you a drink. Do not do it. Do not let them drink from it first. Let them drink half of it first to prove that that drink is okay. Because I'm telling you, man, there's some wicked people out there today. Wicked.
Surveillance footage becomes the first major breakthrough. March 17th, just before midnight, cameras show her walking along Ocean Drive, the center of spring break activity. That's when she encounters two men, Yvonne Collier and Dorian Taylor. Their interaction appears casual. They talk. They walk together. The victim and one of the subjects separate briefly from the other subject before they reconnected again. To anyone watching, it looks like an ordinary spring break encounter, but it would be the last time she was seen alive.
You know what gets me? These are two young men that don't value life at all. I mean, I ran the streets, man. And I was in the gangs and I lived somewhat of a violent lifestyle, when I was a youngster and you know, a lot of fighting involved, a lot of violence and you know, all that stuff. What comes with that lifestyle? but there was a moral standard still. We had that when it came to women, when it came to children. You know, you didn't violate those. It, that and I don't get it today. There's so many young men today that can go rape, beat women, commit murder. And what gets me is that when two or three guys could be together, not one person say, "Hey, man, we don't need to kill her." Let's just okay, we did what we did, and it's bad enough. And but to say, what, we're gonna just kill her, and that, it's man, our society needs help, man. Our our young people are falling away from humanity. Period. I mean, from anything that is good. And it shocks me to see how much of it is out there in our younger generation of young people now that are going to prison at such young ages. The average a, a person that's on death row now are from the ages of 17 to 25. That's the biggest group of them that are on. That's the highest number of people, young men and girls, that are on death row or life in prison. That's sad. That majority 25 and down are committing these violent crimes. Think about that for just a minute. Just think about that young lady, that young guy, that 18, 19-year-old. You think, he'll never do that. They're young people. They're laughing, having a good time. And they're killers. There's killers out there. And there's some out there waiting to can't wait to commit their first murder because it's already in them. Man, sad. Let me hear from you guys. Hit your comments. Hit that subscribe button.
At 1:59 a.m., the trio enters the hotel lobby. Surveillance footage shows her visibly intoxicated, unsteady on her feet. At 2:06 a.m., her keycard opens the hotel room door. Inside the elevator, one of the men lifts his shirt and makes gestures towards the camera. At 2:36 a.m., exactly 30 minutes later, both men exit the hotel, alone. She does not leave with them. Detectives determined she had been lying face down, a position known medically as prone. In certain conditions, that position can become deadly. Later, medical findings would confirm cause of death: prone positioning while under the combined toxic effects of fentanyl and alcohol. Toxicology results reveal fentanyl, alcohol, cocaine metabolites, benzodiazepines, oxycodone, fentanyl, a synthetic opioid up to 50 times stronger than heroin, was present in her system, and that discovery would lead detectives to the next crucial piece of evidence. The day after her death, her Wells Fargo credit card is used. The first transaction, South Beach Liquors, over $100. Surveillance footage shows Collier and Taylor inside the store making the purchase.
Man.
Officers eventually lay inside a hotel room. Already deceased, her card was being used to fund their night out. This wasn't confusion. This wasn't panic. This was deliberate. March 20th, detectives identify Collier walking Ocean Drive again. He is taken into custody.
Yeah. Get that fool. That's right. Now, what are you going to do? Now, $100 so far, maybe $200 you've spent. You haven't, if you did all that, your life is gone. You're never going to see the light of day. Whatever age you're at is where it stops from right here. Your life ends. You will be staring at a 9x8 room for the rest of your life. For what? Hoping there's a few $100s on somebody's card? 1,000 maybe, or whatever. And you didn't even get time to spend it, partner. The sad thing is, it's not going to just be you. It's going to be the guy, whoever you led astray, the guy that followed. He's going down too. Their whole life now. And I'm telling you, think about it. The choices we make today will always affect our tomorrows. Good, bad, or ugly. We have to stop making internal decisions on we make eternal decisions on these lightweight circumstances in life. Like, well, I need money and I need to do this, so I'm gonna rob a bank. We have these temporary problems. They're temporary. You're not always going to be broke. You're not always going to be struggling. You're not always going to have hard times. We all go through those things. But when we go through these temporary problems, where we go wrong is then we make eternal decisions that affect us eternally for the rest of our lives. That's what I call an eternal decision on a temporary problem. You had a temporary problem, what? Going through hard times, don't have money, blah, blah, blah. You probably could have hustled money. You probably could have handled more money out there with people drinking, people just having, hey, man, I need a beer. People give you money. People just, because people having a good time, right? And say you're going to rob, steal, and now you're afraid because she might know who you are. So you know what? We're gonna kill her, but we're gonna let's rape her. Then we're gonna you're going to jail for the rest of your life. And it all started probably with you want some money, you need some money, or you're a pervert. You can't get a girl, and that's probably not the case either. So it's probably just a little bit of each, get some money, boom, 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 boom. On all these, those are all temporary problems. Listen, you're having a hard day today, it's temporary. You're having a hard week, it's temporary. Does it feel temporary at times? No, it doesn't. And when we go through things, oh man, when's it stop? When's it ever gonna get good? When's it ever gonna? But listen, man, if you have a roof over your head, if you have food on your table, and you got clothes on your back, and you got a loving family, and you got people that love you in your life, then life is pretty good for you. Believe me. Does that mean that you're not gonna go through some things? Listen, guys, stop reacting to these temporary problems, thinking you got to make internal decisions that will affect you for the rest of your life. It's the same thing of going out and getting behind the wheel, drinking and driving. Those things affect your life. They don't make you better. They make your life harder, and they make you struggle more. Instead of just saying, you know what, I'd rather walk home than get a drunk driving and have to deal with that for another year or two just to get back to where I'm at right now. Instead, if I don't do those things today, then next year I'll be further ahead. But if I keep making bad decisions on these temporary problems, well, if you can't drink and drive, then don't drink. Or if then don't drive when you drink. Simple. If I'm drinking, I'm not driving. I leave my car at home and I'm getting an Uber. Why? Because I'm going to drink tonight. And I'm going to make sure I have somebody with me all night. Think about it, guys. His life's over. His life is over. It's over, partner. It's all over, partner. It's over, partner. It's over. Woo! That poor young lady, man. Yeah, you know what's going on. Oh, yeah, you don't know what's going on. Sure you don't. We got you on camera. You know, these young African men, young men are, man, a lot of them are throwing their lives away, man. I have seen video after video after video. I'm not just saying it's a black thing. It's not. We got bad in every Hispanics and whites, especially white men, especially white men. In fact, majority of 99.9 of serial killers are white. I don't know if you know that, but yeah, but it's sad, man. This young age group of young black men that are committing these horrific crimes are really on the upward, and it's growing bad, bad. And it comes from just bad decisions, man. One decision that trying to cover the other bad decision.
During questioning, he admits he was with her in the hotel room. He used her credit card. He identifies Dorian Taylor as the second man. He is charged with sexual battery, burglary with battery, fraudulent use of a credit card, petty theft, but investigators still need more. The following day, detectives track down Dorian Taylor using cell phone data.
You said you have been arrested before when we spoke. What have you been arrested for?
Missing court for the class speeding ticket.
Traffic? What else?
A weapon storage.
Come on, brother. They know. They already know. Come on.
To be completely honest with me, because if I find that you are omitting something or you're something, you understand? So I want to see how truthful you are. So this is why I'm asking you what you've been arrested for. So weapons charged in the traffic. You had a warrant because of the high-speed traffic? Anything else?
That's my numbers.
Have you been hooking up with a lot of girls?
Not a lot of girls.
How many girls did you say you hooked up with since you got here?
That's what
Sorry.
I kicked it with, because I know a lot of.
No, I mean, yeah, girls that you kicked it with, or girls that you spent the night with, or girls that you, or whatever the story may be.
I mean, it's one or two. It's the girl I was with. Another girl.
Just that girl?
No, and another girl. We got here.
Okay. You remember that girl's name? If I show you a girl, do you think you may recognize her?
I see it.
Do you know that girl?
Never know.
No.
I'm not sure. No, not to my knowledge.
You never seen that girl before?
She do look familiar, actually. That's not mine.
Well, you tell me if you know her, you don't know her. You don't know her.
Can't say for sure. I thought it was been hazy.
You do any narcotics? You smoke marijuana? You smoke marijuana?
No, I smoke. Really, I prefer to drink.
Do you just drink? Do you do anything else? You don't do any kind of drugs or nothing?
I did, but I don't incriminate. I smoke, but we've been doing drugs since I've been here.
You and your friend.
Not him, just me and people I kick it with.
Where's your friend now?
I don't know.
Where's your
It's Ivori.
So you've been kicking it with other people, but not Ivori, and you've been drugs, but not with Ivori.
He's been doing his own thing since he got here.
With,
I would.
Yeah, okay.
Because,
you want to? Okay. All right. Well, obviously, as a lawyer, just kind of like stops the questioning.
most of that.
Okay? You're good with that?
Yes.
During his arrest, officers recover the victim's iPhone, 9 green pills, stamped 30. Lab testing later confirms the pills contain fentanyl, the same substance found in the victim's bloodstream. Prosecutors piece the timeline together. Last seen alive with the suspects. Suspects leave alone. Suspects use her credit card. Suspects possess fentanyl pills. Fentanyl confirmed in toxicology. Victim left face down, unattended. The
Wow.
evidence forms a clear chain. Investigators argue the pills were counterfeit oxycodone, commonly sold on the street, but laced with fentanyl, and someone supplied them. But even more devastatingly, the autopsy revealed more than just the presence of fentanyl and alcohol. The medical examiner also documented tears in her vaginal area, injuries consistent with recent sexual activity and trauma. Investigators concluded that sexual battery had occurred inside that hotel room, combined with surveillance footage showing the two men entering and leaving her and her visible intoxication. Prosecutors argued she was too impaired to legally consent. Those findings became a central part of the case and elevated the charge. Eventually, both men are charged with felony murder, sexual battery, burglary with battery, fraudulent use of a credit card. After court proceedings, both are convicted and they are sentenced to life imprisonment. In less than 3 hours,
What did I tell you, chat? What did I tell you?
a chance encounter on Ocean Drive turned fatal. At 2:06 a.m., 3 people walked into a hotel room. At 2:36 a.m., 2 walked out. By late afternoon, she was gone. Fentanyl leaves almost no margin for error. Sometimes the most ordinary moments, a walk down Ocean Drive, a late-night conversation, a hotel room key, can become the final chapter of someone's life.
I'm getting charged with capital.
Chat, let me tell you something. That poor lady, man. Listen, make sure all these young people, man, are going to have a good time for the week. But, man, you can't trust people. Remember what I said. You can't trust people. Young ladies, listen. Don't drink anything that you did not buy, that your friend did not give you. And hopefully you can trust your friend. Do not move out of your group. Stay with your group at all times. And always have somebody that's sober, that's around and paying attention for all y'all. Because it doesn't help if you're all of you guys are drunk and none of y'all know what's going on. You just can't do that. So listen, man, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it was educational. Once again, telling the truth, letting the truth know that, man, don't let temporary circumstances turn into internal decisions. Remember, life is not always that bad. We usually make it bad. So listen, see you later. Till next time, chat. Love ya.